What if you were told that peering into a crystal ball could reveal your past life? That 70 or 80 years ago, you were a Chinese girl abducted by Japanese soldiers to serve as a comfort woman during World War II. In an era ravaged by war, you sacrificed your life for a single bag of rice, hoping to save your starving, dying brother. You believed the village head when he said you were going to a factory. Instead, you fell into a living hell. Violated by 50 men a day, your body became a map of disease. Even when the war ended, you fell into a second hell, where even the brother you saved looked upon you with disdain. Your life devolved from that of a beast of burden to that of a maggot, forced to crawl through the shadows of society's basement until the end. If you find this impossible to believe, then join us as we unfold Xiulan's story. Perhaps somewhere in these fragments, a memory of your own past life will begin to stir. AD 1941, a small village in Shanxi. When you open your eyes, the air is thick with the grit of parched yellow dust. Your name is Xiulan. You are 16, graceful and radiant, your two long black braids swaying against the golden wheat fields. You are the village flower, and everyone whispers that a girl of your beauty is destined to marry into wealth. But when you push open your door, reality presents a bleak, colorless life. Your father is a broken tenant farmer who has never stood tall, his hands like withered tree roots, unable to steady even a chipped porcelain bowl. Your mother kneels before a statue of Guanyin, her fingernails caked with dry earth, boiling a pot of clay soup made from white dirt. She prays for a divine miracle, that this mud can somehow become the medicine to save your brother's life. Your 6-year-old brother huddles on the bed, thin as a sheet of paper, his ribs sharply defined, too starved to even muster a cry. Then, the greedy, fearful village head leads men in khaki uniforms into your yard. The heavy thud of their military boots on the dry earth strikes your heart like a hammer. In that moment, your future as the village flower began to evaporate, vanishing into that barren land like the steam from that boiling pot of mud. They promised you factory work, white rice to eat, and wages to send home. You thought to yourself, if I leave, my brother lives. To save him from the brink of starvation, you nodded. The village head urged you to hurry, thrusting a bag of rice into the hands of your father, who kept his head bowed. His eyes betrayed a sense of relief, yet he dared not look at you. You were shoved into a sweltering truck, huddled among a crowd of weeping girls, as the yellow dust kicked up by the wheels blinded your sight. What you didn't know was that the moment you left that village, you ceased to be the beloved flower. You became military cargo destined for purgatory. As the truck pulled away, you watched the pink paper flower fall from your hair, discarded and buried in the dust. At that moment, your identity as a human being died at that village entrance. A real-world hell was about to sear a mark of shame upon your soul that you could never wash away. Welcome to your new home, Xiulan, a moldy cubicle with nothing but a rotting straw mat. An average of 50 men enter every day. They reek like breeding boars in a pig pen, a mixture of sweat, cheap sake, and death. You are so busy you have no time to eat. Often you are pinned down beneath them, feeling a weight that threatens to snap your bones, while numbing yourself by gnawing on a steamed bun as cold and hard as stone. Every day you pray for time to simply stop, yet you cannot find the courage to seek death. Your dear friend Xiaomei once whispered how she missed her children back home. For resisting their brutality, she was disemboweled by a bayonet in front of everyone. That pool of red liquid on the floor became your eternal nightmare. Then there was Xiaohua. Even when she became pregnant, there was no rest. She hauled heavy buckets to scrub floors with her swollen belly. Only 2 or 3 days after giving birth, she was dragged back to the cubicle to work. Her newborn, wrapped in a small white bundle, was tossed casually on a dirt pile until the cries stopped and became a cold, silent package. Here, you learn to be as silent as a block of wood, terrified that a single wrong word would bring even more horrific punishment. Every morning, watching the cold light filter through the cracks in the wall, you wondered, is this the last time I will see my sisters, or is this my last day in this world? In 1945, the war ended. Leaning on a wooden stick, you dragged your broken body across thousands of miles back to your village. But the place that once adored you as its flower now looked at you like a plague. You suffered from an incurable gynecological disease. With every step, it felt as though a fire burned eternally inside you. That tearing sensation never left. You even lost control of your bodily functions, forever carrying the scent of accidental waste. It wasn't just that your clothes were dirty, your entire being felt tainted, even to villagers watching from a distance. Your parents could only offer heavy sighs of shame, and neighbors deliberately spat on the ground as you passed. You were infertile, which in that era was a death sentence, severing any path to a future. Everyone treated you like a traitor who had used her body to please the enemy for personal gain. You were forced to carry your heavy secret to distant cities, taking odd jobs washing dirty laundry that never felt clean. You tried to scrub away the stench left by those boars, only to find the rot had seeped into your soul. No matter how hard you washed, whether awake or asleep, that foul odor had fused with your spirit, an inescapable shadow. Later, you married a man disabled in a coal mine accident, his leg crippled. He didn't care that you were barren. I didn't care that he was missing a leg. All that mattered was that he treated you like a human being. Your humble union had no grand wedding, only a small hut made of straw where you warmed each other. Through his labor in the mines and your sewing, you struggled to raise several abandoned, unfortunate children. You tried to bury the past in busyness, yet the shadows of Xiaomei and Xiaohua always emerged under the midnight lamplight. When a documentary crew traced the surviving records of the Japanese comfort stations and found you, you initially denied everything. Your hands shook violently as you pressed against the door handle, desperate to keep those long unseen ghosts outside. But ultimately, for the sake of the girls who never made it home, you found the courage to speak the truth on camera and even on the stage of the United Nations. Your children and grandchildren wept as they heard your story, holding your hands that had become as gnarled as old tree bark. Months later, worn down by lifelong illness, you finally passed away peacefully in your sleep. Your life, a struggle that had lasted over half a century, was over. In that final moment, you were finally free of the brand that hell had seared into your soul. If there is a next life, what do you think it looks like for Xiulan? If you were God, would you allow her to be reincarnated as a girl who takes her blessings for granted as compensation for her past tragedy? Imagine her in a fashionable dress, sitting in a bright restaurant, spending her days complaining that her partner doesn't earn enough or treat her well enough. Or perhaps a girl spoiled by her parents, only to complain they are too overbearing. For the Xiulan who endured such violation for a mere bite of food, Would these ordinary troubles be the very luxury she once dreamed of? Or is she still enduring a different kind of hell in a poverty-stricken corner of the third world? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Welcome to the unfolding of your own survival chronicle written in blood and tears. The hardships you face today are nothing compared to the hell you have already survived.
Hey, still here? Enjoying the despair of your past life, aren't you? Did that past life make you shout WTF inside? If yes, welcome back. You've regained your memory. Trust me, you are so much happier now. Since you survived, support this down and out angel. Like and subscribe to keep the updates flowing. It won't send you to heaven, but it lets me stay here with you in hell. See ya.